What's going on, guys? Greek Freak here, and in this video we are going to be talking about Jimmy Butler trade rumors once again. It's very just strange how that this is really going out here, and I really think the fact that this could be a sign that the Timberwolves are trying to keep Jimmy Butler, but we'll really have to see here. Now, the Houston Rockets putting up 4 first-round draft picks, which is the maximum amount of first-round draft picks you can trade for a player. Now, of course, you'll see those reports out there. Now, it hasn't been reported what other player that they're going to actually add in there, which they do have to add a player to remove the cap space and balance that out because the Houston Rockets have no more cap space available. So we would have to see what they would do there, but 4 first-round draft picks, and from what has been reported, we have seen the fact, and this is from Woj, that we have these picks are lottery protected, so we have them basically top 14 protected. And from this is obviously a good move, I feel like, for the Rockets. I don't see too much of an issue. Of course, if Jimmy Butler leaves, it will become an issue, but as far as we do know, it's not as bad as we've seen with other trades, such as the Sacramento Kings trading away with the Boston Celtics, or the worst and most notable one I would have to say, which is the Brooklyn Nets and Celtics, where they had very unprotected draft picks, which ended up some of them being #1 overall draft picks. So we really have to see that being a huge issue here. Now, of course, if something happened to Houston, let's say Jimmy Butler left, Chris Paul doesn't live up to the standards next year or something, and just they don't make the playoffs, they'll still end up getting the draft picks. So then, and if they do end up not getting the draft picks, it means they made the playoffs, and it's still a positive thing for the Houston Rockets. So it's definitely a good thing there. Of course, one major concern would be 4 years and 4 draft picks, which makes that a long time. Somebody like Chris Paul, obviously I don't see him playing at the same level in the next 4 years at the end of his contract. So we really would have to see there. And of course, the main question would be, would Jimmy Butler resign? If you don't have it, if this doesn't work, they don't end up mashing up well together, which I could actually see this being a really good thing. Now, as far as that, we're going to actually look at what this team would look like together. Now, of course, as we know, the Houston Rockets have been looking terrible in the individual defense, and one thing that Jimmy Butler will definitely add is defense and effort, and being able to help out on rotations and things such as that, and of course being able to guard the other team's best player. And this would very much help from their losing of Trevor Ariza. And just seeing things like that, we have to imagine the fact that it obviously adds more to them offensively as well. This is a huge upgrade. I think if you make this trade, you do have a better Houston Rockets team than last year's Houston Rockets team. But we really have to see between those situations there as far as who would be willing to do this. Now, obviously, this is a lot to package. I feel like if this deal doesn't actually go down, the Timberwolves will probably end up keeping Jimmy Butler here, because I don't see a team offering more than that. The only thing you could offer more is an unprotected or a more lessly protected top 3 or so picks in first rounds, and that's not really going to happen with anybody. I don't see it for an unguaranteed player. So we're going to have to see, as far as this trade rumor goes out, whether they accept this or whether they don't. So this is really going to be a question. I think, obviously, if anything, the next few days they'll probably negotiate who the player is going to be that they try to get, but I wouldn't imagine Houston trying to let up anything major. So it's going to be whether the Timberwolves actually get another match for this 4 first-round draft picks, which I could not possibly even really see that much, but we're going to have to see about that. And so, guys, tell me what your guys' thoughts are on this trade rumor. I think this is crazy. So this is the maximum amount of first-round draft picks that you can trade for. So, guys, tell me what your guys' thoughts are there. If you were the Rockets, would you make this trade? If you were the Timberwolves, would you make this trade? And if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure that you leave a like and subscribe to become part of the Greek Army today. And as always, this is Sparta.